authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist A.J. Fox. 2022, the summer that won't let go, but it sort of loosened its grip a little bit today. Mostly upper 80s across the valley. Sorry, Porterville, one more 90 for you guys. Looking at our satellite picture, the clear skies continue across the valley, and the valley cam also showing the exact same thing, clear skies across the valley. And temperatures are going to stay at 90 for tomorrow in Fresno, but we are going to see a significant drop in our temperatures this weekend down into the lower 80s, and even those numbers are still above normal. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. Ksee 24 News at 11 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
You can't just go online and vent and threaten people, because there are people listening, and we're going to go after you and take you down.
A local teen arrested, busted with a gun after investigators say he threatened his school. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Barugian. Alexon is off tonight. Dozens of lives possibly saved. That's what officials from the Fresno County Sheriff's Office are saying after a student at Tranquility High School made school shooting threats online. Our Liv Johnson spoke with officials today. She joins us live from the Sheriff's Office with more details on this. Liv.
Stephanie, officials say threats like this are becoming all too often, but they take each one very seriously. So they went to the home of the teenager who made this threat, and they found a pistol in a backpack. According to the Fresno County Sheriff's Office, the 15-year-old student who was making school shooting threats online was in a fight at school the day before.
You know, he didn't know how to handle the consequences. They took to social media, posting messages talking about violence and wanting to shoot up the school.
Concerned members of the community started contacting the school, which prompted the school resource officer to contact Fresno County Sheriff's deputies, who rushed to the student's home.
They were able to get inside the house. They searched and found a backpack, and inside that backpack was a Tech-9 pistol.
Officials say they don't know how the student had access to the pistol, but it's evidence that made the threat all too real.
Pretty frightening to see that somebody was this upset, was making these threats online, and then you actually go there and you find a firearm in his possession.
The student is currently in custody at Juvenile Hall and will face criminal court hearings. It's up to Tranquility High School on whether he will be suspended or expelled. Officials feeling relieved that a possible tragedy was avoided.
You can't just go online and vent and threaten people, because there are people listening, and we're going to go after you and take you down.
And officials are asking anyone with information on how this teenager had access to a pistol to come forward. Live in downtown Fresno, I'm Liv Johnson, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Liv, thank you. And developing tonight, tragedy in Raleigh, North Carolina, as a shooter killed multiple people tonight. It happened in a residential neighborhood on the east side of the city. Raleigh police said the suspect was taken into custody more than 4 hours after the whole thing began. Residents couldn't get back to their homes while police searched the area.
Never seen so many cops. Like, I'm shaking and terrified to go home and sleep tonight.
One off-duty police officer is among those who were killed. The shooter has not been identified yet. Jesus Salgado, the man accused of killing 4 members of a Merced family, pleaded not guilty in court today. On October 5th, authorities released surveillance video showing Salgado leading the family members, including an 8-month-old baby girl, out of their business at gunpoint. 2 men had their hands zip-tied behind their backs. Hours after that video was shared with the public, the family was found dead in a Dos Palace field. Family members of the victims were in court today and shared their reaction to his not guilty plea.
All our have families. If you lose one family member, what you feel, we lost 4. That's what we're feeling. We're hoping we get the justice.
Salgado could face the death penalty if he is found guilty. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office says they know the motive behind a homicide last Saturday in Parlier. It happened in the 600 block of Zediker. Deputies went to the scene. They found a man with gunshot wounds. 45-year-old Jose Palafox Jr. later died. Police arrested 70-year-old Edmundo Martinez for the shooting. Investigators have determined that Martinez had his bike stolen the day before. That bike, valued at $700, was Martinez's only means of transportation. Martinez received information that Palafox had stolen the bike, and he confronted him Saturday morning. Palafox denied any knowledge of the bike. Martinez shot him multiple times, and law enforcement says this was a senseless crime.
The law just doesn't allow you to take vengeance and go out and shoot and kill somebody. In the end, you're going to be held accountable for that.
The bike was never recovered. Martinez is being held on $1.5 million bail. More tonight on the tragic death of a Hoover High School student who was hit by a car. 15-year-old Rashad Al-Hakim played basketball for Hoover and was popular both on and off the basketball court. He was rushed to the hospital last Tuesday night in critical condition and passed away yesterday. Tonight, Rashad's former coach spoke about the teen's positive impact.
And you really got the chance to see when the other kids found out what happened, how broken they were and how they went on to explain about how he helped them. And we were asking them, help you like what? Or if I was having a bad day, if I felt like I wasn't doing good in school, he was always uplifting me.
The driver involved in the accident is cooperating with investigators and is not facing any charges. The Fresno City Council today chose a compromise on what to do with a 92-acre parcel of land in southwest Fresno. The land in question is at Highway 41 and Elm Avenue. It's currently zoned as neighborhood mixed use, its designation since 2017. But property owners want zoning to revert back to light industrial. Nearby residents have lobbied against the zoning change because they say it brings unwanted environmental effects. Today, the Fresno City Council voted unanimously to rezone a portion of the property, a compromise plan suggested by Council member Miguel Arias.
To keep 2/3 of the 92 acres as residential zone, as the community wants, but to accommodate the businesses by rezoning 1/3 of the 92 acres to light industrial, so that the garbage facility and the regional distribution center for pharmaceuticals can borrow money to upgrade their facilities and meet the state requirement.
Under the compromise, more action is needed in 90 days. Neither side is said to be happy with this. Residents in the area say the ongoing industrial zoning in communities of color is racist, while property owners say zoning restrictions put them at a disadvantage in attracting new tenants. Zoo Boo back at Fresno's Chaffee Zoo, but this first night of the event was reserved for adults. Everyone encouraged to wear costumes. Let's take a look. Guests go to enjoy local food trucks and beverages.
Halloween is our favorite holiday, and we really like to dress up and have fun and act like a child for a little bit. So
enjoy the zoo without the kids, even though we like to come with them. It's nice to come without them.
And you can take your kids to the rest of Zoo Boo. Celebrations continue through October 29th, and tickets can be purchased on the zoo's website. And still to come, you might call them unlikely heroes.
Second time she screamed, I looked down here, she was fighting for her life.
Inmates at Vacaville State Prison save a woman's life. We'll tell you what they did. And millions of Social Security recipients are about to get their biggest raise in years. We'll tell you how much.
Weather headlines for tonight. The summer that won't let go tightens its grip again. We got the 90s that'll hang on for one more day, but it will get cooler this weekend. And next week, an increase in clouds, but no rain in the forecast just yet. Your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Bonds Allergy. We'll stay in the medium range. Elm and juniper, the predominant pollens. I'll have your complete forecast as KC 24 News continues.
This is KC 24 News at 11 with Stephanie Barugian, Alexon Balakian, and the certified most accurate forecast with AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox. Your local weather authority, KC 24. Local news that matters.
I see on KC stories of everyday people making a big difference. I see farmers and ranchers providing food for the nation. The work they do is so vitally important, and that inspires me to make sure they know what to prepare for. from their farm to our tables. We are all connected in the Central Valley. I see what matters. I see local stories making an impact. And I invite you to see it all here every day on Ksee 24 News.
The 2022 Subaru Crosstrek is as powerful as your sense of adventure. Its 182 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine makes exploring fun. Sure-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard. And the Crosstrek has the best resale value in its class for 2 years running. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get to Subaru at Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Hey, everyone, tonight we have an all-new show. Trevor Noah will be here. Anthony Borowski will be joining us. Plus we have illustrator Andrea Campos, music from Lil Baby, and an all-new thank you note tonight.
New Tonight Show on NBC.
The state average is now $6.29 for a gallon of regular.
California's gas tax, the highest in the nation.
Because Adam Gray increased the gas tax. It goes up every year automatically. Newsom and Gray don't care about your pain at the pump.
Why would we suspend a gas tax?
Gray agreed. Skip the votes to stop it. Now record gas prices and a record gas tax. It's the Sacramento way. It's the Adam Gray way. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Fall allergy season has started with grass and weed pollen and high levels of mold in the air. Air pollution makes allergy symptoms worse. Boz Allergy knows coughing, wheezing, and headaches due to allergies and asthma can mimic COVID-19 symptoms, and flu season is starting. Come to Boz Allergy at the first sign of symptoms. Rest assured we'll diagnose and treat you accurately. Stay safe and stay healthy. Contact Boz Allergy today and breathe easier.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. Now, AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, an interesting statistical fact about today's high temperature. Officially, it's 89 degrees. It did touch 90 for 1 minute, but it has to touch it for 3 minutes in order to qualify as the high temperature of the day. So 89 officially. Morning low 62. 80 is where we ought to be, so we're still way above average, even if we didn't get to the 90-degree mark. Looking at our valley cam, this is time-lapse photography from on top of our building. Another nice sunset, colored by the air quality issues we've had for the last several days. Been very much behaving a lot like summer, and it makes a very colorful sunset for you, but not necessarily good for breathing. We're at 72 right now in Fresno, 68 in Hanford, Madera 63, 69 in Visalia currently. Looking at our live radar, that's nice and clear out there into Southern California. We still have that low pressure system, and there were some isolated showers, but it started to pull offshore a little bit. It is still the same Rex block situation with a strong high pressure system up north and then a low pressure system to the south underneath, and it takes all of the potential rain and moves it very far to the north, giving nothing in the west a chance at any kind of real rain, and certainly not much of a chance at cooler temperatures. But notice that Futurecast has this line getting a little bit closer to California. It's still a good distance away, even 24 hours from now, but keep your fingers crossed. Maybe this will be the change that we've been looking for in bringing our temperatures down more consistently. Futurecast gives the Central Valley nothing but clear skies. Therefore, I think a lot of spots on the valley floor will have highs in the 90s and still warm tonight. 53 in Tulare, 59 in Coalinga, 53 for Selma, 55 and 5 Points. Madera 52, same in Chowchilla. Merced 53, same for Los Banos, with a high temperature of 90 in Merced. Dos Palos 89 in Chowchilla, 90 in Madera, 92 for 5 Points and Huron, 91 in Lemoore and Hanford, 90 in Visalia, 89 for Corcoran and Tulare, and 80s for Pixley and Delano, but another 90 expected in Porterville. Air quality, well, a little improvement there, a moderate across the valley for tomorrow. And our solar forecast, good high numbers for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the energy savings increasing because our temperatures are going to drop down and we can save a little money that way. Tonight, you can expect an overnight low of 61. That is still above average. Clear skies throughout. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine, and we'll get hot again, hitting 90. I know today's high was 89, and then we're going to have a high of 89 again on Saturday. So today, Friday, and Saturday, feeling exactly the same. You'll notice the drop on Sunday. down to 83, 6 degrees. You'll feel that. And then we'll stay in the lower 80s for a couple of days. But well, we'll see some clouds Tuesday and Wednesday. But notice how it gets warmer in the mid and even upper 80s returning on Thursday as our skies continue to clear. We're talking about the latter half of October now. Come on. Your regional forecasts are available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com. So please go check it out there. And we've only barely started our rainfall season, so I'm not too discouraged just yet.
Yeah.
But I said the same thing last October. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just wait and see.
Right.
Give it a little time.
We still have to wait and see how it actually plays out.
We're going to think positive. AJ, thank you. Some prison inmates in Northern California are being honored for saving a woman's life. The inmates, along with a corrections officer, were given certificates of appreciation at Vacaville State Prison today. 9 days ago, a woman on a bike trail was stabbed by a man. The inmates were part of a nearby work crew, and they came to her rescue.
Second time she screamed, I looked down there, she was fighting for her life. So I just ran down there to help her out. And when I got down there, it was just, I just really took him down.
Did you guys even think twice about it?
No. I mean, if somebody, fight for their life, I got to go help them.
The men say they don't consider themselves heroes. They're just thankful they were able to save the woman. An 18-year-old man now facing charges of attempted homicide. Coming up in sports, 2 of the NFL's best quarterbacks will be on the same field this Sunday. Andrew Martin joining us now with that story. Andrew.
That's right, Steph. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Buffalo plays at Kansas City this weekend. Both of those guys had great games when these teams met in the playoffs last year. We'll tell you what they're saying about each other next in Sports Central.
Many places full of history mark the Valley. Join me as I take you on a tour of the people and places that made history right here in our backyard. This week, a town that was named because of poor assumptions. On the Map, Thursdays at 6 on Ksee 24.
Rudy Salas took $80,000 in free gifts and travel from special interests. 4 continents, 5-star hotels, dozens of trips, ranked tops in the assembly one year. So when Salas helped special interests pass a plan that could raise gas prices 70 cents a gallon, it was no surprise. Why care about gas prices if you're not the one paying? And why pay Rudy Salas when he doesn't work for us? Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
These last few years, we've all been running close to empty. And when Rudy Salas had a chance to help, he was missing. The legislature was voting on lowering gas prices, and Rudy Salas was a no-show. He didn't even bother to vote. Worse, Salas did vote for a radical law that could raise our gas prices 73 cents a gallon. Thanks, Rudy. Rudy Salas, he's just not for us. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Valley workers already know they can't trust bad boss John Duarte. Now court records show Duarte betrayed local farmers too. A judge ruled Duarte's business knowingly sold family farms defective trees, costing our farmers millions. Duarte refused to refund their money, but put nearly $500,000 into his campaign. If our farmers can't trust John Duarte in the Valley, how can our families trust him in Congress? DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Dream big and win even bigger at Ksee Gold. It's the $1.6 million Dream It, Win It giveaway. Drawings are every Thursday and Friday night. You can win a share of $18,000 cash or a chance at $1 million. Plus, every day you can swipe to win prizes. Dreams can come true at Central California's most exciting destination, Ksee Gold Resort and Casino.
Today, buying drugs is as easy as sending a text or ordering online. And while not every illegal drug sold is laced with a deadly amount of fentanyl, there's only one terrifying way to find out. Parents, please talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl-laced drugs before it's too late.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Central Floor Supply.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Thursday began Week 6 in the NFL. Only one team is undefeated, Philadelphia. But 5 teams only have 1 loss, including Buffalo. the team that is led by Firebaugh native Josh Allen. He spent Thursday night at a hockey game. The Buffalo Sabres. They opened their season against the Ottawa Senators, and they won 4-1. Allen wore an Alex Tuck jersey. He's 26 years old, and he plays right wing. Allen is 26 years old, and on Sunday, he plays against Kansas City, a rematch of last year's divisional round playoff game won by the Chiefs in overtime, when both Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes were brilliant. They each threw for more than 300 yards. They each had at least 3 touchdown passes with no picks for either of them. Allen is a big fan of Mahomes, saying this week, "I love watching him play. He's a fantastic player. He can do everything you want. His teammates love him. He's a special football player and a special guy." Similarly, Patrick Mahomes was complimentary of Josh Allen. Quote, "Josh is a great guy. He's a great quarterback, physically talented. He can throw, can run, he can really do it all. But he's a great dude, too. I have a ton of respect for him, the player and person that he is." Kickoff at 1:25 p.m. our time on Sunday. Elsewhere in the NFL, Chicago lost to Washington on Thursday night. Bears quarterback Justin Fields was sacked 5 times, and on one particular play, he was hit harder than the sack Tom Brady or Derek Carr had against them, and no flags. Thursday night, high school football, Central and Clovis East at LaMonica Stadium. Both teams 1-1 in the track. No score in the first when Dayton Tafoya of the Grizzlies pitches it to Michael James. 5-yard touchdown run, 7-0 lead. Later in the first, more Grizzlies, the handoff to David Bell. This is going to be a 28-yard touchdown run. Grizzlies go up 14-0. They win 56-13 to improve to 5-3 overall, 2-1 in the track. Other scores from Thursday in the West Yosemite League: Hanford all over Tulare Western, 56-0. Caden Muir had 300 yards passing in the first half. The Bullpups improved to 6-2. They've won 2 straight after 2 straight losses. In the East Yosemite League, Redwood continues to win, 44-12 over Monache. The Rangers also now 6-2. They've won 6 straight games. Game 2 of the ALDS between the Yankees and Guardians was postponed on Thursday. It'll be made up on Friday. In Game 1, ex-Bulldog Aaron Judge walked once and scored a run. He also struck out 3 times. And that's a look at sports.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
Whoa.
That's our boy.
So bright.
Mix and match 2 of your favorites for just $5 and pair them with a $1 any size soft drink.
Here's why doctors, nurses, and patients
urge you to vote no on Prop 29.
29 would shut down dialysis clinics throughout California that my patients rely on for regular treatment,
risking my patients' lives
and the lives of 80,000 other dialysis patients.
Join the American Nurses Association California
and the California Medical Association.
Stop the dangerous dialysis proposition.
Vote no on 29.
Please vote no.
The state average is now $6.29 for a gallon of regular.
California's gas tax, the highest in the nation.
Because Adam Gray increased the gas tax. It goes up every year automatically. Newsom and Gray don't care about your pain at the pump.
Why would we suspend a gas tax?
Gray agreed. Skip the votes to stop it. Now record gas prices and a record gas tax. It's the Sacramento way. It's the Adam Gray way. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Golden One member Cash Rewards Plus credit card gives you a little more of everything. More filling up your tank. And filling up your plate. More sharing grandma's favorite recipes. And passing down your favorite traditions. Whether it's your everyday or those extra special days, you get more with the Golden One credit card, so you can be more.
We believe in care that goes the extra mile without having to drive miles to another city. We believe leading-edge technology is only as good as the people who use it. And we believe a healthy brain requires a team of the brightest minds. At Community Neurosciences Institute, we provide our patients with unrivaled care and attention for every step of their journey right here at home. It's just one of the many reasons a healthier community starts here.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
When a dental office has its own on-site laboratory, they can make your teeth while you wait. Call Better Life for details regarding their on-site lab today.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
In Washington, lawmakers investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol voted to subpoena former President Trump. This new development came from the committee's 10th public session that focused on Trump's involvement before and during the attack. Members say new video evidence serves as further evidence that Trump planned in advance to declare victory, regardless of the outcome on election night.
We are obligated to seek answers directly from the man who set this all in motion.
He knew he had lost the election, but he made the deliberate choice to ignore the courts, to ignore the Justice Department, to ignore his campaign leadership, to ignore senior advisors.
The committee is expected to release a full report on its investigation in December. Today, the Social Security Administration announced the largest annual increase in decades to help recipients struggling with high inflation rates. Social Security checks are getting an 8.7% raise next year, which means on average, recipients will get an extra $140 a month. Social Security payments are generally adjusted each year to match inflation, but this move marks the highest increase in 40 years. Economists say the increase could lead to more spending, but they don't believe that will add to the already high inflation rates in the country. Meantime, the latest inflation figures came in today, and they show a rise in prices higher than economists expected. The cost of food, rent, and medical care sent the Consumer Price Index for September up by 0.4% over the last month, according to the Labor Department. The Biden administration says while the numbers aren't great, there is a silver lining to the report, which shows gas prices declined nearly 5%. Still, financial leaders from around the world are sounding the alarm about runaway inflation.
Inflation over the last 3 months is at 2%, which is down dramatically from 11% in the last quarter. So there are encouraging signs.
My deep concern is that these conditions and trends might persist into 2023 and 2024.
The president of the World Bank says fighting inflation needs to be every country's top priority. Meantime, stocks soared on Wall Street today, with the Dow climbing more than 800 points. And still to come, a Colorado school district has an adorable recruiter to find new bus drivers.
Excuse me. Hi, my name is Kinsey. We're looking for bus drivers at school.
More about the little girl who took a hands-on approach to get her school bus running again.
Out-of-control gas prices are hurting working families, but career politicians don't care. In Sacramento, Adam Gray voted to raise gas taxes 43% and repeatedly refused to help struggling families by suspending them. I'm John Duarte. You shouldn't have to choose between gas in your tank and food on your table. Let's suspend the gas tax, lower food and fuel prices, and help Valley families. Let's send a farmer to Congress. I'm John Duarte, and I approve this message.
My goals are very simple. Get viewers like you more involved and empowered. That's why I'm at News Nation. It's new. No groupthink established here. No audience that has been conditioned to favor one team or ideology. After all, News Nation refers to you, America. You are the News Nation, and we will keep the focus on your interests. Most won't, but this show is not typical. That's how you change the game.
Cuomo, weeknights, only on News Nation.
I'm Rudy Salas, and I approve this message.
I work for the Hanford Police Department. Seeing the victims walking into the police department was heart-wrenching because you can tell that they're in pain.
That's why it's disturbing that Washington Republicans want to criminalize abortion even when a woman has been raped or is facing a medical emergency.
David Valadeo, what if that was your daughter or your sister? Will you still support that bill that criminalizes abortion?
In the Valley, we work for everything we have, but not David Shepard. He wants to be the Valley's state senator, even though he only moved here during the pandemic. Shepard came from his family's beachfront property in Orange County after he got sued for physically threatening other tenants and throwing drunken parties that hurt local businesses. Shepard's not a farmer, he's a fraud. he'll never work for the Valley in the state Senate.
Did you get your car insurance and tags?
Yes, I did, Mom. Give me a minute.
Just auto insurance.
Get Max. I need my insurance and tags ASAP.
That's for you.
It's been a minute. Did you find it?
Here you go.
Wow, that's really responsible of you.
I had a little help.
Call Max today.
High prices, crime, homelessness. California has problems. We need a problem solver like Mark Pazin, a law enforcement leader respected by Democrats and Republicans. Mark Pazin is a bipartisan problem solver who will cut taxes and lower prices, solve homelessness, and take on crime.
I'm Mark Pazin. I spent my life working to protect California, and I'll clean up Sacramento and make sure it works for you again. I'll get the job done.
Excuse me. Hi, my name is Kinsey. We're looking for bus drivers at school.
Retaining bus drivers is a growing challenge for schools across the nation, and one little girl in Jefferson County, Colorado, is taking matters into her own hands. 7-year-old Kinsey Fieldler is going around handing out flyers. When her bus route was suspended this year, the second grader decided it was up to her to recruit. The district needs about 60 drivers to reinstate the canceled route. So who can, say no to a cute little request like that? All right, before we go, we're requesting some cooler temperatures.
Well, we came in below 90 barely today, and not so tomorrow, but notice over the weekend we are going to get significantly cooler, and you may say, oh, great, 83, fantastic, but highs next week are supposed to be in the upper 70s. And so we're going to then start climbing again towards the end of next week. No rain in the forecast, even though it looks like there's going to be a good amount of clouds, at least through the middle of the week.
Well, hopefully they come down again after that.
I hope so too, yeah.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Ksee 24 believes in the power of community. We sold more Granville Home of Hope tickets than ever, and this year raised a record $1 million for Central Valley charities. Thank you for helping us sell out again. At Ksee 24, community matters.
Rudy Salas took $80,000 in free gifts and travel from special interests. 4 continents, 5-star hotels, dozens of trips.